When I did the Fire King deck profile last week, I unearthed a card that I thought was going to be really good coming into this format. I thought that this card was freaking awesome and I was going to go in deeper detail on Monday. But then Monday rolled around and True Draco took the world by storm, kicking Pendulum Magician out of the top circuit or the top cut of YCS Salt Lake. If you guys want to see any of those videos, the Fire King deck profile or how to beat True Draco, which is a very good contender into this format, click on that annotation. Today I'm going to be telling you guys this mystery card that I promised you guys on Monday and then had to reschedule it. But I hope it does not, and I mean I hope it does not disappoint, because this card is still really awesome. It can destroy Called by the Grave, a really problematic card for hand trap players or decks that rely on the graveyard. It destroys Dragonic Diagram, so it still does cover that True Draco aspect, and it also hits Pendulum Scale, so it's really good against Pendulum Magician, not to mention that it's good against Trickstar and almost every deck in this competitive meta game. So without further ado, I present to you this mystery card that's going to blow you guys' socks away, but even more importantly, it's literally been under your nose. You could have been playing it all along. Okay, so for the people that have been waiting about this mystery card, and shout out to the people that haven't spoiled it in the comment section, or shout out to the people that just haven't went to the comment section to try to figure out the card beforehand, I'm going to give you guys a quick guess on what this card is, and I'm going to give you a hint. This card is part of a fraternity. Bro, we ain't got it. No? Alright, no. Anyways, this card's name is, right under your nose, it's Psyframe Gear Delta. And this card is extremely good in certain situations. Now, granted, its older brother, Psyframe Gear Gamma, and its little sister, Psyframe Gear Epsilon, do have other utility, but Psyframe Gear Delta is starting to fit more and more into our metagame because of how many quick play spell cards are becoming good. What Psyframe Gear Delta does is cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by a card effect, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated while you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand and one Psyframe Driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And if you do, negate the activation. And if you do that, destroy it. During the end phase, banish any monsters summoned this way. Now, Psyframe Gear Delta does have its niche role. It stops cards like Called by the Grave, Dragonic Diagram, Trickstar Light Stage. I can't even start Pendulum Scales. Literally almost every deck that plays spell cards, which is just about every deck in the universe that's competitive right now, it's weak to Psyframe Gear Delta. You can't get better coverage than this. Now, the only reason why it's not as good as Gamma is because monster effects tend to be more important, but those spell effects are really starting to creep up as becoming really important cards. Think about all of the cards that I just said. We already know field spells are probably the most important cards to in a deck. Being able to negate them easily with Psyframe Gear Delta is just amazing. Called by the Grave is a card that's going to see an increase of popularity depending on our hand trap situation. Well, might as well get an early peek and preparement on that hand trap situation by Psyframe Gear Delta. You activate that hand trap, your opponent gets Called by the Grave, you go, nah. Delta to the side of the field, and now you get a free Omega. And like I said, the more and more quick play spell cards are being played inside of the meta, the better this card becomes, because Psyframe Gear Delta and the Psyframe Gear cards alike are cards that you want to use during your turn so you can gain the benefit of summoning Omega and not losing your Psyframe Driver. And like I said, quick play spell cards are cards that are played on your turn more often than not, like trap cards. So Delta, like I keep telling you guys, is going to be a very good card in the future. Looking at TCGPlayer, it's no more than $1. It's actually 28 cents, 69 cents. Not a very expensive card, but the thing about Psyframe Gear Delta is that it only has one print and high-speed riders, so you guys might want to pick them up just in case they actually become extraordinarily good, because I can see this card at the least being a $3 card. I think that Psyframe Gear Delta does have its niche role into the metagame, but I also think that it does have a little bit of a downside. Now think about it. Juggling Psyframe Gear Deltas, Psyframe Gammas, and Psyframe Gear Epsilons in your main board and sideboard could be a little problematic, because that's a lot of Psyframe Gear cards. You're almost close to playing, you know, Psyframes, and nobody wants to be that guy except for that one guy that eats glue in the back of the bus. Like, that guy's weird, and he plays side frames. So you really have to pick what you want to run. Personally, I would probably main the side frame gear gammas in almost every deck that I'm maining gammas, and have a problem with that Graveyard Disruption by Called by the Grave, or even when I see the opponent playing Pendulum Magician or stuff, I might go ahead and side into those deltas because I know that it can stop those opponent's important spell cards without wasting cards like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which actually isn't great against the Pendulum Magician matchup, but Delta will be. And also not wasting cards like my Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits to destroy my opponent's field spell. Now, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get this video a like because you guys are too cool for school. Or maybe you guys are just too cool. But if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, then go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, side frame that notification bell because we just too strong. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a nice weekend like I am.